Words cannot describe how emotional I'm feeling right now. I'm just feeling so emotional after that game, man. I can't believe it. The Ravens finally get over the hump. They take down the Houston Texans. They win 34-10, dominating in the second half and advancing to the AFC Championship game. Next week, we are hosting the AFC Championship game in Baltimore for the first time in franchise history. So much emotion is just pouring out of every Ravens fan right now. It's just, you want to cry, you want to yell, you want to scream, you want to get hype. I want to do that so badly here. And I probably should. I'll probably be doing it off camera for a brief moment. Because today is a day of celebration. We can celebrate as Ravens fans. The anxiety, the fear, all of that is gone. Today, this team proved they're different. This is not 2019. They've improved from 2019. They took over in that second half and got the job done. Lamar Jackson thoroughly putting an end to the narrative that he can't play well in the postseason. Coming out here with 4 total touchdowns, over 100 yards rushing, 152 yards passing, a passer rating of over 100, I believe it was 120, around there. Either way, Lamar Jackson had his defining moment and his statement game in the playoffs. And next week, that young man is heading to his first ever AFC Championship game. And it'll be played at the bank. The defense went out there and they were destroying worlds. You can't say a single negative thing about the defense. The defense gave up 3 points. Think about that. The first time they took on C.J. Stroud and that Texas team, the defense gave up 9 points. They gave up 3 today. The only negative aspect of today was the special teams that gave up a punt return for a touchdown. But other than that, that defense was lights out. That's a championship defense. If that defense shows up next week against Buffalo or Kansas City, whoever's coming to the bank, if they show up and play like that next week, Baltimore's going to the Super Bowl. They're going to the Super Bowl if they play like that next week. The defense was lights out. Shout out to Mike McDonald. I also got to give a huge shout out to Todd Monken because he did what we've been praying for our offensive coordinator to do. He made the adjustments. In the first half, DeMeco Ryans' defense decided to do something they hadn't done all season. They were going to send a blitz damn near every time Lamar Jackson dropped back to pass. In the regular season, they blitzed about 22% of the time. They blitzed nearly 70% of the time in this game. In the first half alone, they were around 70%. They just continued to blitz Lamar. They put the pressure on that offensive line, and that offensive line was folding in the first half because there was so much pressure coming. They didn't expect the Texans to do that because that's not what the Texans have been doing all season. They don't send pressure like this. They don't blitz like that. They sent it all game. And it took an adjustment early on to be able to set ourselves up in a position to where we can get comfortable. But Todd Monken, in the first half, the team was trying to air it out down the field. There was no way it was going to happen. With them constantly blitzing so Lamar didn't have time and the secondary holding up back to make sure nobody can get open down the field, there was no way Lamar and the offense were going to get anything going. They needed to start taking what the defense is giving them. Take the checkdowns. Take the underneath. Exploit what's underneath. The Ravens needed to make that adjustment. They needed to make that switch. And guess what? Todd Monken did what previous coordinators couldn't do for us. He made the adjustment. He came to the realization, we need to make the change. We need to start taking the underneath. We need to. And guess what? He dialed it up. Lamar Jackson was locked in for the second half. And 3 touchdowns. 3 offensive touchdowns in the second half for the Ravens. Once again, putting up 30 points. They win this game 34-10. They take over in the second half. I mean, it was something that was just beautiful. 24-0 second half advantage for the Ravens in terms of points. I mean, just fantastic. Words cannot describe how emotional I'm feeling right now. I want to explode. I want to explode with emotion. But I got to see Lamar Jackson's press conference. Not press conference. I got to see his interview on the field. I know he's probably doing this press conference now. But I got to see Lamar Jackson's interview on the field. And if you just saw his demeanor, you would understand he's locked in, bro. Like he said in that interview, man, it's just only the first playoff game. We handle business. We still got to do our job next week. I want to celebrate. I want to explode and lose my mind for the team finally getting over the hump. But I want to keep that mentality. That is what our quarterback is doing. He's keeping that same mentality. The leader of our football team is keeping that same mentality of, we got the first one, we got to go get the next one. We're not done yet. We need to keep this up. Next week, we got to defend home field against either Kansas City or Buffalo, and we need to be prepared for that. So I want to explode. I want to be hyped. I want to lose my mind. I want to celebrate. But I don't think it's the time to do that. I'll probably be celebrating a little bit off screen. And I'm sure as we get ready for the Niners and Packers, which I will be streaming, as I get ready for that, we'll probably be celebrating there in the stream as well. But I don't want to get ahead of myself because Lamar's not going to get ahead of himself, because the team's not going to get ahead of themselves. What they did was showcase that this is not 2019. They got over the hump. Lamar had his defining game, played well, and the team was able to advance to the AFC title game. All you did was earn yourself another week to compete. You have to get it done next week to make sure you book your ticket to Vegas. The Ravens are one win away from booking their ticket to Vegas. If they can win, they're going to Vegas for the Super Bowl. Don't matter who's there. And I'm telling you, man, we get to the Super Bowl, I don't care who's coming out the NFC. Be it the Niners, be it the Lions, be it the Bucks, be it the Packers. I don't care who's coming out of the NFC. I have complete faith, trust, and belief that if this team can win next week and get into the Super Bowl, they are going to win the championship. But we're thinking too far ahead. We can't do that. We got to focus on what's next. We handled business tonight. We did what we needed to do. We handled business. We got it done. But we can't settle here. 2023 wasn't about getting over the hump and getting to the AFC title game. They want to win a Super Bowl. They sense the moment. We've got to go out there and play just like that next week. I'm telling you, if the Ravens defense is lights out next week and Lamar and the offense can put up at least 25 points, Baltimore's going to the Super Bowl. But it all comes down to that. Next week, it's Mahomes or Allen coming to the bank. And we're going to go up against either one of these great quarterbacks for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Tonight, everybody celebrate. It's rocking in the bank. Fans are ecstatic. I'm ecstatic. I'm so happy they got over the hump. We're going to celebrate tonight. I'm probably going to be rewatching the highlights and all the interviews and all all the comments of the naysayers. I'm going to be doing that all tonight. But when this night ends, we need to flip the script. When I'm here tomorrow for the Bills-Chiefs game, I'm looking at who could potentially be our opponent. Who do we have to zone into? The winner of that game is coming to Baltimore for the AFC Championship game. We don't want to stop here. We love that they got over the hump. But this is about winning a championship. And we've got to go out there and earn it. All we did was showcase this is in 2019. But we have to get out the AFC. You book your ticket to the Super Bowl. You book your ticket to Vegas. And at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. 60 minutes, best team wins. And I trust our team to be able to get it done. But we have to do it. We're one win away from getting to the Super Bowl. So we have to get it done. That's all for now. In all honesty, I'll probably do a whole breakdown of this game later on. But since I got the Packers-Niners coming up, I have to get on to that game to live stream. I might try again later tonight, or I might do it tomorrow just before the playoff games start. I might give you a whole recap. Hell, I might talk about this again on Monday. We're not done talking about this. Our season isn't over. We're going to the AFC title game. So we'll be talking about it. But I just wanted to give my instant reaction and my instant thoughts to everything that's happened. Ravens got the win. They're heading to the AFC title game. They're one win away from getting to the Super Bowl. Can they get it done next week at home and book their ticket to Vegas? We'll find out. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys for stopping by. We're moving on, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving on. Our season is still alive, and we still got a chance to win a Super Bowl. We've got to get there. Next week, you got to handle business and book your ticket to the Super Bowl. Let's see if they can do it. With that being said, guys, I'll see you later. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and peace out.